Can you start the presentation now? Yanagar?
Yes, sir.
Can you start?
Okay, sir. 1 second, sir.
Can you start?
So can you please give me 5 minutes?
Okay, right. Okay, ask all your members to on the video.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yeah, other people now. Okay. Who's going to do the presentation now? Group number 1. Hello? Yeah, the let them say that you can do. Yeah, you can take 15 minutes, get ready. You already set? Twice. Yeah, please listen, and your colleagues have to do a respect to them and listen to them. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Morning, everyone. We are team number 1. Our topic is whether leaders are born or made. Here, our group member. Let's see the flow of the presentation. First, we are going to have an introduction about our topic. Then we do a literature review on our topic. Then we have a discussion by using real-world characters as examples. Then we come up with our conclusion and summary of the presentation. Finally, we have listed down our references. In the introduction part, I would like to define 4 keywords relating to our topic. First one is leadership is a process whereby an individual influences on others to achieve a common goal. This is taken from North House. Whereas a leader is someone who inspires, and motivates his followers. Then born leader is who has innate capacity to effectively manage others in order to achieve a collective goals. And whereas made leader who is growing up with leadership skills, attitudes, knowledge, and experiences along with continuous learning. With that understanding, we will go to a small video of it. The important message from that video is that leadership is a lifelong process. And let's look at why this topic became a debatable topic. In 19th century, with the great man theory and the trade theory, they suggested that, and then our main assumption was leaders are born, not made. With the results of research done in 20th century, they found that leaders can be made through training, mentorships, and experiences. They are not born; they can capability to become leaders by learning. And currently, it is a questionable because the topic has different arguments. Someone says born, someone says made. Then we look at how higher studies has done this topic. Here I have taken 2 definitions. In Rosner in 2001, they have defined awakened leaders that they lead from heart and soul. Whereas diversity leadership is where they can also manage diverse or heterogeneous groups. That is from IOCO and Harvard in 2006. further we go for literature review. William Gentry in 2012, that their studies, they have concluded that large part of experiences will contribute to become a great leader. As well as Aikman in 2019, in their research, they have concluded that leaders are made through circumstantial training and perseverance. As well as Dr. Ramkumar in his study, he suggested 9 tips to leadership skills to become a great leader. There are 9 tips that he has founded. As well as merchant and there are several functions involved in that study. In 2017, in that debate, they have suggested that both genetic and environment factors could contribute to become an outstanding leader. As well as John F. Marcus, they have come up with certain qualities of American leaders. As well as they have concluded that leaders should be able to continue learning because the environment is always changing. In order to face successfully, the leader should have continuous learning. To continue the presentation, I invite Kalini to have the discussion part. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohini. Let's move to small discussion about born leaders and made leaders. In this slide, you can see 2 world famous characters, Mahatma Gandhi, leading India's successful campaign for India's independence from British, and Martin Luther King is famous for his commitment to civil rights and equality and justice. When considered about inner qualities and characteristics of the born leader, they have emotional intelligence, confidence, and they are inspiring sociability. And also they always motivate to resolve conflicts. And they provide the benchmark for the others to be a great leaders. Main focus of them is the leadership. When consider about the, now let's go to the made leaders. Same as before in this slide, you can see the famous 2 characters. I think you all know about them. Dhammika Perera, one of the great businessmen in Sri Lanka, and also Galle, founder of the Microsoft company. When consider about the made leaders, they are made to developing the leadership skills, and these both persons have having a clear vision for their business, and also being passionate. If they were lazy, they couldn't achieve like these amazing achievements, and also maintaining positive attitudes. If they fail, they don't stop. Again by again, they try to achieve. And also, they like to motivate others. Tell their stories about others and motivating them. And always then try to improve in communication skills, because great leaders should have the good communication skills, then they can express their experience and details about for to followers. Like this, we can talk about born leaders and made leaders. And this is end of my part. To continue this presentation, I would like to invite Benjamin. Okay.
Now I present you our solutions that we obtain of our presentation. That is, it is not about being completely a born leader or a made leader, and there should be a combination of both innate qualities and improved leadership skills all the time. And everyone has the capability of being a great leader, improving by their leadership skills rather than only having born leaders. And let's look at the summary of the presentation. In 19th century, the great man theory and the trait theory suggests that the leaders are only born and they can successful without learning. However, in 20th and 21st centuries, they conclude that leaders are not born and leaders can be made by improving their leadership skills. However, the most of the real world leaders are Real world successful leaders are consist with both innate qualities and improved leadership qualities. Therefore, the concept of being whether leaders are born or made is a debatable topic forever. And since it has not scientifically proved the definite answer for this topic. And however, in recent researches, they found that 30% of leadership is genetics, and the balance 70% of leadership they obtain through their improved leadership skills. And the final message that we have to give over our presentation is everyone has the capability of being a great leader by improving their leadership skills continuously rather than only having born talents. These are the references that we use for our presentation. And that's the end of our presentation. Now I invite Jason and Sai to continue the Q&A session.
Yeah, audience has any questions? No, please ask question. No question. Can you go to the previous slide, that conclusion? The second statement is the right. Right? Leaders are born, no? Made, but you can't say not born. They are born and you make a. You have to say that both, otherwise there are people made. Certain people can be made. You can conclude as not born. There are born leaders still. That's a 30%. You are confronting the final. So change that. Okay, what is the message to the audience you are listening?
Develop the practices. Even though the person is inherently, if it doesn't have the skills like born as a leader, still it has a chance to develop his capabilities and abilities become a successful leader. And it's a combination of traits and inherent theoretical talents plus his practical experiences and learning. So with the combination, he can be more successful.
Okay. Can you see please at least two more born and made leaders? Other than Ravi Gandhara and Mahatma Gandhi? Yeah. But he doesn't. They don't know. Okay. Then born leader. Anyone else? Other? What is the message you are trying to give from this? In a summary quickly to the audience. So you will learn from doing this presentation. You will learn. So you will read each other only one article. You will read. Other articles you will read. Good. Yeah, now are you ready? Can you do?
Yes, sir, we can start.
Yeah, please start. Your concept. Okay, done. Yeah, ask them to on the video or and they are present and they have to tell them show the identity card. One more. I think so. Yeah, we are going to. Okay. Yeah, please start.
Okay, everyone can see my screen. Is this visible now?
This is visible. Yeah, Janu, we can start.
Yes, I can see.
Devant, you can.
Yes, please. Good day, everyone. Today we embark a fascinating journey through the evolution of leadership models. Over time, our understanding of leadership has significantly transformed, reflecting the shift in organizational needs, social norms, and insight into what constitute effective leadership. So, moving on to the next slide, please. Here we, next slide, please. Janet,
Any
please.
PowerPoint? Presentation for, no, still not. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. So we can identify 4 periods how leadership models have evolved from past and envisioned to the future. First period, traits leadership studies. This is where the exploration of leadership with the emphasis on the traits of leaders. Secondly, behavioral leadership studies. This is where focus shifted from who leaders are to what leaders do. Third period, situational leadership studies. Here we can understand the idea that there's no one size fits for all approach leadership. Finally, fourth period, transformative leadership studies. In this period, we focus on the profound impact of leaders inspire and motivate followers to achieve beyond their expectation. So let's discuss deeply on the full range leadership model. Next slide, please. Next slide. Yeah. The entrance to the realm of full-range leadership, developed by Bernard M. Bass and Bruce J. Evalio, we find a comprehensive framework that integrate transformational and transactional leadership theories. The full-range leadership models identify 3 main elements leading to a different level of efficiency and engagement. Firstly, transactional leadership, focusing routine tasks and using rewards and punishment to medium efficiency. Secondly, transformational leadership. On the other hand, motivate the followers to exceed their own expectation, leading to high engagement and strong efficiency. The last one, laissez-faire leadership. This grants followers a high degree of autonomy, representing a hands-off approach. So, moving to the next slide. The full-range leadership model serves as valuable tool for leaders to understand and adapt their approach, meet the diverse needs of their organizational followers. As an example for the transformational leadership, here we represent the CEO of the Mark and Spence UK visited the Mars Holding Sri Lanka. That's an instance where the people get inspired. That's an example. As we navigate the complexity leadership in today's dynamic environment, the full range leadership model offers a comprehensive framework for effective leadership. Now I invite my colleague Janaka to continue the presentation with theoretical approach to the full range leadership model. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Devanta. Good morning to all of you. So I'm going to explain about the theoretical approach to the full range of leadership model. As my colleague explained, under the full range of leadership model, we can identify 3 main leadership modules. First one is transformational approach. Transformational approach means leaders who can inspire and motivate their followers and team members to achieve their goals. In an organization, we can consider transformational approach. Under this approach, there are 4 subcategories. First one is individualized consideration. It means leaders, transformational leaders who pay attention for their individuals, for their development. Second one is intellectual stimulation. It means leaders always think about their creativity and innovations. Third one is inspirational motivations. As I said earlier, transformational leaders, they inspire and motivate their followers, team members to achieve the goals. Finally, fourth one is idealized consideration. Idealized consideration means the transformational leaders, they will exhibit high ethical stance and values to follow, to inspire their followers. This is called a transformational approach. So next, I will go to explain a transactional leadership approach. Transactional leadership approach means there are some routine tasks are given by leader to achieve. It means, for an example, we can consider there are two methods. One is contingent reward. Contingent reward means the team, they will achieve their target or goal. So under this scenario, the leader will give you a reward. If they couldn't achieve, leader will punish you. This concept we call transactional leadership. Finally, I want to move laser spare leaders. Laser spare leaders are very inactive leaders when comparing transactional and transformational leaders because they will not involve to take decision making. Mostly under the laser spare leadership model, team members, followers are taking their decisions to achieve their goals. Therefore, we consider the laser spare leaders are an inactive leaders. So let's move to the next picture. Once you see this picture, you can identify all the three leadership styles under the full range of leadership model: laser spare, transformational, transactional. As per this picture, they have highlighted transformational leadership as an effective module. I will move to my next slide to talk about characteristics of full range of leadership model. Under the transformational leadership, leaders always who motivate, inspire their team members. So, transformational leadership, they will show very high performance when comparing other two modules. They always focus on organizational culture and to achieve their goals as a team. Once you come to the transactional leadership, there are two types of ways we can consider. One is contingent reward. The other one is if any issue happen, if any problem occur, the leader will involve to resolve. That we call transactional leadership. So finally, the laser spare leadership model, it's a hands-off approach. They will give a minimal guidance and direction to their members, as well as laser spare leaders will not involve for decision making. And in my next slide, I'm going to talk about our opinion and discussion about full range of leadership model. This full range of leadership model, actually, we can apply in an organization in all the situation, because in an organization there are different types of situations we can apply. So finally, the full range of leadership model provides practical insights for leadership development programs and their organizational training. So those are the things I want to highlight under full range of leadership. So to continue the balance part, I would like to invite Harsha. Harsha, over to you.
Thank you, Janaka. Good morning, all. So I am going to discuss about the strength and weakness of full range leadership model. First, we check out the strength of FRL model. Full range leadership model can be applied for different leadership styles and behaviors. So it provides comprehensive and systematic framework for an organization. Under the FRL model, transformational leaders motivate and inspire their team members and followers, and it's a good advantage for an organization to achieve their goal. As we all know, there can be various kind of sectors and departments in an organization. Therefore, some of the department we can use transactional leadership style, and other sectors we can use transformational or laissez-faire leadership style. Therefore, we can use this model as a mix. Then we have found some weaknesses of this FRL model. This full range leadership model mostly discuss about transformational leadership styles. And also FRL model oversimplify the complex nature of leadership. But when it comes to practical scenario, it might face some difficulties. Further, this model is not adequately address cultural variations. Next, I am going to discuss about suggestions of full range leadership model. We can arrange training and development program to leaders and team members, which is related to FRL model. And also we can guiding on when to employ transactional and laissez-faire approaches versus transformational leadership. Also, we can encourage leaders to adopt their approach to align with cultural expectations. And also we can do coaching, mentoring to adopt to new leaders, leadership theories and practices. Regularly, we can evaluate the effectiveness of leadership model. Let's move into conclusion of our presentation. As per previous team members already explained, the leadership is the process in which one or more people use their influence towards the organization's goal. Effective leaders can utilize a combination of transactional and transformational elements depending on the situation. Users should exercise critical thinking and remain agreed to both its strength and potential limitations. Contextual awareness and adaptability is important in effective leadership. Finally, we can say that full range leadership model is very important to an organization, and it can be used for leadership development programs. Finally, you can see the references where we gathered all the information and details to complete our presentation. So that conclude our presentation. Thank you all. Have a nice weekend.
Yeah, can you go to the slide number, the composition of that one? 4 characters of transformational leadership. Previous slide. Previous. Further. Then what you did, Janal.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's right. You can't put IC, you have to put I. That's a theory. It's called 4 I's. Okay? No. Go back.
The previous slide, yeah.
You put IC, IS, IM, and IC. You can't put that because I is a theory. 4 I's. Okay, remove it. Okay, what I'm saying? Now put the individual configuration IC on the bracket. Are you hearing me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
So you have put individual configuration bracket. You have put IC. No, the previous slide. Yeah. So IC should be I only, not C.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Okay, change all for 4 I's. Okay. So you can't put there is no abbreviation. It's called I. You have to put 4 I's. Okay. Remove the C, remove the S, remove the M and C. Okay. Not now. Before uploading, you do it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Can you say the common weakness of that people who are not present? Weakness of this model?
Okay, sir. Then even though that we have highlighted that multiple benefits that we can get from that full range leadership model, because nowadays we can see that people are more concerned about that substantial and that balance, that economic growth. So we can see that nowadays people are coming with that regenerative leadership model, because that's why they are coming with the regenerative leadership model, since they identify there is some room to improve that whatever the weaknesses in line in that full range leadership model.
There are some more.
Because
This is I uploaded in my PowerPoint. Can someone can you see what are the weaknesses? You can go there.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you go there. Yeah, what are the other weaknesses? There are 3. There are a lot of other weaknesses in this model.
One thing is that cultural variation will not consider, and
So culture is considered very well. No, that I have the article also it says there. That's all three mentioned. I have given additional.
Okay, so then the one more thing is, now suppose like in a kind of a situation where there's like an emergency, then we need to use that autocratic leadership, that it will not covered under full range leadership model. So based on the situation, then leader has to be changed. Is
How
that a
many
leadership
leadership
approach?
model covered? How many leadership styles this model covering?
It's only 3 leadership model.
only three.
There are
Sir.
20 leadership styles in the theory or literature. So that's one of the weakness.
Yeah.
Somebody else, not that other lady student. Can you give some more?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Chandrakant, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can.
What is the message to audience at least? Okay.
I can't hear.
Time pass. Out of this presentation, what is the message to audience? If you get what I am trying to ask, what is the message through the presentation you are giving to the audience?
Hello, Chandrakanti.
Can you hear
Can
me?
you hear me?
Yes, yes. Now you can. Yeah, now you can talk.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So that I am asking the students. Good.
Yes, sir. I can hear
Yeah.
you now.
So what is the message you are trying to give through the presentation to the audience?
This is one of the leadership model. It can use to train the. We can use this model to train staff in the organization.
That's all. You have anything?
Can compare transactional leadership. It can efficiently achieving the target. Users can access the list they are decision.
Okay. Audience has any question? Audience has any questions? No? You are happy? Okay. Thank you, Jan, and your group member. You can
Thank you
wait
very
and
much.
observe.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much
Okay,
for
sir.
your
Okay,
support.
thank you,
Also.
sir. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So you can wait and observe other people presentation. Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
sir. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you
thank
very much.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yeah. Group number 2. Yeah.
I believe good afternoon to all of you today. and today, as you all know, team 2, and we'll be doing a presentation on leadership versus management. And before we move on, I would like to show my fellow team members and moving on to our content page. See, and here we move on to the. So I think it's really ideal to have a start to get to know at the end of this presentation what you will know about leadership and what you will know about management. And by the end of this presentation, I will be hopefully understood that you guys will, you and I will know the traditional challenges, fundamental differences between these two concepts, which is the leadership and management, and also how a leader would set visions, inspire actions, and also navigate changes. And whereas managers would ensure their efficiency and plan strategically and organize all the resources. And our key points that to be covered in this by me and my teammates will be the historical evaluation of leadership, management and concepts, and definitional complexation and their implications, and core characteristics in behavior and functions, and achieving balance between leadership and management. And not last but the least, which is the real world examples and insights which we are in our life we are living. So I will now call start to carry on. Thank you. I'm talking about historical evaluation. And then philosophers build up the foundation of leadership and management. Like Aristotle emphasizes versus leadership. Confucius focuses on moral leadership and stress qualities. Then in the industrial revolution, modern management system discussed. Then developed theories focusing efficiency, hierarchy, and bureaucratic control. Evaluation of organization led to new perspective by Mary and Dexter. This perspective emphasizes interpersonal relationship collaboration. Then we move to definition, complexities, and their implications. The first I take leadership. Leadership has multifaceted nature, influence, motivation, coordination. But management has clear definition like planning, controlling, leading, organizing, etc. And leadership focus on vision, inspiration, and collective goal achievement. Management emphasize on efficiency, structure, and stability. In leadership view, it is hard to define and compare with the leadership. Management is straightforward, clearly we can define. Implication of definition complexities. The organization difficult to identify the leadership compare with the management. Confusion about the distinct role of leadership and management within organization, and the potential for conflict of misleading between relationship and management styles. And next one is need for clear communication and shared understanding of expectation. Assignment to continue. Go to the core characteristics of leaders and managers. We consider three characteristics for this compared to behavior, function, and purpose. Let's define managers and leaders under these characteristics. Managers under behavior characteristics, managers more focused on control, stability, and problem solving of the organization and their entity to focus on short-term goals to value compliance and order. They prefer routines and procedures. Leaders, they behave to drive towards the change, inspiration, and vision to bring some creativity and influence to their organizations. So they basically think strategically for long term. Under function, managers tend to plan, organize, coordinate, and control resources, mostly focusing on efficiency and effectiveness of the organization to maintain the state of quo and ensure smooth operation to build structures and systems in order to get flow this smooth organization structure. Leaders function work to set directions, motivate, and inspire people. Focus on their vision and mission, mostly to develop new opportunities and to create more situations to bring the best for their organizations and entities. Under purpose characteristics, managers tend to ensure the organization smooth and efficient run to achieve their specific goals and targets in structure. Leaders' purpose is to guide the organization towards a better future. Because they inspire and motivate people to achieve their extraordinary results through their personal thinking and the influencing. They mostly drive towards innovation and get towards changing. Right.
Thank you, Director. I would like to talk about achieving balance between leadership and management. First of all, understanding what is the difference of the leadership and management. Can consider three factors: focus, behavior, and function. Considering that focus, leaders are mostly considered vision, inspiration, change, long-term goals, but managers are considered efficiency, stability, control, short-term objectives. The management role of individual control to achieve the organization's goal. That leaders are visionaries. They know how that achieve their vision. So then, next one, behavior. Leaders consider creative, innovative, risk-taking challenges, and managers practical, organized, methodological, and follow established procedure. That leaders are always that innovative and take a risk. But managers always work as a target and use that their resources efficiency and achieve that their goal. So then last one, function. Leaders always just set direction, motivate, build relationship, and foster culture. Managers plan, organize, control resources, implement process. So then leaders always get motivate to others and build the relationship. Managers plan and organize to work hard and achieve that goal. So then next, move that slide. So achieving balance between leadership and management. That means achieving synergy. So my first point is develop leaders with managerial skills. So then firstly, identify that leaders and improve their management skills, communication and other things. The second one is nature management leadership qualities that mean encourage, manage to motivate to that innovation. Third one is recognize the independency. That means both that leadership and managers contribute to achieve that organization goal. So next one, create culture that value both. That means encourage behavior to embody both leadership and management. The last one, adapt to the balance based on context. That means different situation based that require the shift based leadership for management. So then
we can identify the benefits of effective balances. So the first one is enhance innovation and adaptability. That means leaders drive change with manage, ensure smooth implementation. Second one, increase employee encourage and motivation. Has been employees encouraged to work. So that next one, improve the efficiency and effectiveness. That means all the employees improve their increase the productivity and minimize the wastage time like this. So the last one, greater resilience and competitive advantage, and that they are working at both together to get that competitive advantage. So the mind presentation.
So continuing what we have discussed here to achieve a correct balance between leadership and the management, I'm going to explain about some real world examples and insights about how this balancing act works in the real world examples. So we can see the first one is Elon Musk from Tesla or SpaceX. He has some visionary leadership and some disruptive ideas as well. Along with that, he has some strong managerial skills as well. So with those things, he has developed his companies into greater heights. So the second person is Satya Nadella from Microsoft. He's a CTO. And he successfully transformed Microsoft, a product-based company, into a leader in cloud computing systems. So that's a new thing, and his visionary leadership and some collaboration with data-driven analytics, which is coming from managerial skill set. He developed his company into a new level. So the third one is from internally from PepsiCo. She has some exceptional leadership that could reach the PepsiCo brand portfolio, that navigated PepsiCo brand portfolio into complex global markets. So the highlight of her leadership or management style is the talent development and ethical practices. When it comes to ethical practices, it is basically from management skill set where they follow the procedures well. So in the next slide, I'm going to discuss about this leadership and management sometimes differs when it comes to the situation. So according to situations, the style would be changed. So the first one is crisis management. We all know who is Winston Churchill, who governed or controlled UK or the Great Britain during the World War II. There was very limited resources and he allocated the resources very well. Along with he motivated his people as well. So he managed the situation very well when it comes to leadership or along with his management skill set. The second one is innovation and growth. We can clearly set an example with Steve Jobs at Apple. He created a product out of nowhere with his visionary leadership, and we all know where the product or the company is right now at the moment. So the third one is operational excellence. You can see Jack Welch's leadership at General Electric. He transformed the company into a very efficient powerhouse. So showcasing his strong managerial acumen. So when it comes to Jack Welch, it's more about managerial skill set along with leadership style. So then I'm going to discuss about what is our opinion and suggestion about when it comes to this leadership and management topic. So here there's a summary of what we have understood by looking at the articles and by going through the internet. So our opinion is leadership versus management. The winning formula is to have a collaboration between these two. So this synergy is very much needed into the organizational level to achieve success. Let's say like this: leaders steer ship with vision, inspiration, and change, while managers ensure smooth sailing through efficient planning, organization, and control. So for an organization to reach from point A to point B, there should be a correct balance between leadership and management. So that's our understanding about this topic. The key differences are, I'm going to explain very briefly. When it comes to the focus, leaders are very much long-term oriented, and managers are short-term goal-oriented. And when it comes to behavior, leaders innovate and risk-taking, managers follow the procedure. And when it comes to functions, leaders set directions and motivate their followers, and managers implement the control and allocate resources throughout their objectives. So the winning formula is, once again, the collaboration between these two concepts. And on a separate note, this also means managers should develop their leadership skills, along with leaders should develop
their management skills to achieve a great balance between in an organization. So in an organization to have a better results, this organization should consider create a culture that values both. That means recognizing and rewarding both leadership and management roles within the component within the organization. So we have discussed about real-world examples like Elon Musk, Satya Nadella, and Indra Nooyi, which demonstrate the power of this synergy effect. And we discussed about how this leadership navigates into crises like Winston Churchill and drive innovation like Steve Jobs and achieve operational excellence like Jack Welch according to the situation given. So I'm also going to note about this optimal balance shift based on the situation. So with that, we can summarize and conclude our presentation. To that, to get a clear understanding, we have put a video for you. Here. These are the sources we are getting information for. And either we conclude our presentation. If you have any questions, please ask. Thank you.
Audience has question? What is the message to the audience?
Actually, sir, we have understood that there should be a balance between these two concepts, leadership and management, to achieve success in an organization. That's our message. They are two different concepts, but there should be a correct balance between these two concepts.
Yeah. Okay. The contents are good. PowerPoint would have been improved the presentation, and rather than reading, you would have presented. Right? I don't want to say that you are not reading, except one or two. The presentation and lack of preparation shows. Am I right? So let's say yes or no. Quickly, why you like it? Lack of preparation. So it is not the reading session, it is a presentation. You should turn back. Right? And you have to keep the eye contact with the audience. So it's a feedback, not a remark and feedback. So you should not turn back to the PowerPoint. Sorry, that board. Okay? So that's the feedback only you are. So you have to prepare. Right? And letters are very small. Result is only feedback. Because when you go to clients, you can't do and you can't expect clients to read it. When you talk, and you should be visible. These are the feedback. Right? So you think you are a client, you are, when I do it, how do you feel it? Now I am just doing it very small. The letter size is very important. When you're going to a CEO or a board of directors, they are 60 above. Right? You are accountant. When you are presenting your accounts and you put it in a one-page all accounts and show there is a gross profit and what, they don't listen. Right? It's a feedback. Here the learning, I know the market is not a matter. Make sure that plus points are coming one by one. I feel it. That's my feedback. If you have free to do, but then the audience are with you. They started talking. Did you all see that? Yes, they started talking. Right? So you don't have a right? So you keep the audience alive, so you have to keep eye contact. Right? You have to keep eye contact right to left or left to right. You have to move around. I don't want to show you, but that you have to do it. I don't do it all the time, but that's the way. It's a presentation. If you are given by another company for 10 minutes, you have to utilize it carefully. Right? So other than that, contents are good. So you have to make it more effective. That's all. Thank you. So who is next? Group number 3.
Afternoon, everyone. We are group number 3. Our topic is self-awareness and leadership.
Good audience.
So we get started. Let's take a little time to introduce ourselves. I am Taranga. My group members are Pavali, Tushani, Savitri, and Anuradha. So let's start our discussion. Our discussion will be introduction, which will discussion, opinion and suggestion and conclusion. So our discussion mainly consists of 3 subtopics. One is personal thought. Second one is emotional intelligence. Third one is professional growth and personal growth and development. So I would like to explain about the personal growth. So impression of self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to understand and recognize one's own feeling, behavior, and experience. So self-awareness can be divided into two categories: internal self-awareness and external self-awareness. Internal self-awareness involves understanding the own emotion, values, passion, and goals. So external self-awareness involves understanding how others perceive you. So, as I move to the next one. So introduction of leadership. Who is the leader? Leader is the one who knows the way, and shows the way. So leadership is the ability to guide, inspire, and influence individuals or group to achieve a common goal. So I move to the next slide. So this is our literary review. So this is based on our topic, self-awareness and leadership. So I highlighted some points. According to the Goldman, self-awareness is the ability to monitor our inner world. There is a gap between the science of the awareness and its practice in the world. In leadership culture, concept, effective self-awareness required independent or specific standard. Understanding one's strengths and weaknesses and considering the norms and stand of multiple stakeholders. I move to the critical leadership development lifelong process. Involving one thinking capacity to lead experience, holding perspective, and evaluation self-reflection. I move the so I would like to explain about the personal scope. What is it? It is a framework to analyze your strengths, weaknesses, and opportunity and threats. So focusing your strength and minimizing your weaknesses, and utilize the ability to utilize the possible available opportunity and be aware of your threat. So how to conduct the personal analysis. So first thing is establish your goals, and it will help you to choose what is the most suitable for you and suitable analysis for you. So as is to your relevant strengths, acknowledge your weaknesses, recognize available opportunity, and uncover potential threat. So this is the structure of our personal stocks. So what is the strength? What is the strength? Strength is a positive attribute that contribute to the person's success. And weaknesses. What is that? Weakness is the weaknesses that this is the internal factor that create obstruction to personal success and opportunity. Opportunity arises from external factor that can be related to the personal advantage. Threat is the external factor that both challenges also individual goals. So I move to the next slide. Why is the perception analysis important? First thing is self-awareness. Identify self-awareness. In case you are like Identify your strengths and weaknesses. Increase your self-awareness. You know what you are capable of. One is strategic planning. So recognizing external opportunities and threats who help to capitalize the opportunity. Protectively address potential challenges and help for strategic plan. The one is career development. Individual can align with their goals. So identify area to be improved and make informed decision about the personal career path and personal development. Decision making. Quite a structure approach for decision making. Further growth and development. Regularly updating for personal stock allows individual to track the progress and adapt to the changing environment. We added some real-life example. Elon Musk and Melinda Gates Foundation and Oprah. So they use the person's work for their success. Relationship and personal soul. Self-awareness and leadership. As I mentioned, it enhances the self-awareness. And development economics systematically identify the leadership strength. It means leaders can capitalize their leadership in making decisions. Addressing of leadership weaknesses. Leaders who are self-awareness can use weakness identified in so as the starting point for personal development. What one is helpful strategic plan. It helps normally the leadership plan for leaders. Promote positive leadership, which is in self-awareness. So our part is emotional intelligence. I always calculate in terms.
Thank you, Tarana. So let me take you all through emotional intelligence, which is the vital part in self-awareness and leadership. This is simply the ability to understand and manage your emotions and understand the emotions of others. People with high emotional intelligence can understand how they feel, what do feelings mean, and how those feelings affect themselves and the others around them. It's obviously hard to manage the emotions of people around you, but still you can understand the emotions behind their behavior and then have a better understanding on how to best react with them. So talking about emotional intelligence, we can list down 5 main components there. The first comes the self-awareness. It's the ability to recognize and understand your own issues. Then comes the self-regulation, which is the ability to control and manage your emotions. Next is the motivation, that is the need to pursue goals with energy and determination. Next is empathy, that is the ability to understand and recognize others' emotions. Finally, that is the social skills, which is the ability or the capacity to effectively handle social situations. Then I would like to talk about the importance of emotional intelligence. An individual would be able to make more informed decisions when that person is emotionally intelligent, because he knows what he feels and how others would feel as well. Then this would reduce the occupational stress, because an individual would be able to strategically manage and resolve conflicts, then it would reduce the staff turnover of an organization due to the positive workplace relationships and improved communication. This would also enhance the mental health and the overall well-being. Finally, this would enhance the team performance as well. So the next slide would show you some real-life examples who have developed emotional intelligence. They are Arjuna Ranatunga, Galle, Lanka, and Colombo. Then I will take you through the relationship of emotional intelligence with self-awareness and leadership. As I mentioned earlier, self-awareness is a foundational element of emotional intelligence. When leaders are self-aware, they know what they do. Then, emotionally intelligent leaders can regulate their own emotions. Next, empathy is crucial in leadership and it would be important in building good relationships with the peers. Then, trust is very important in leadership as well, and self-awareness would help in building trust. Finally, leaders, when they are highly emotionally intelligent, they can adapt their leadership style according to the needs of the organization. Now let me take you on to personal growth and development as my next topic. Simply, this is a process of developing new skills, attitudes, actions, and reactions which can have a positive impact on a person's life and that would improve the overall well-being. So this process is a lifelong process. This would have an impact on an individual in main 5 aspects, including emotional, intellectual, physical, social, and spiritual. Talking about the importance of personal growth and development, this would enhance the self-awareness because when an individual knows what are his strengths, weaknesses, and values, that would definitely improve his self-awareness. He knows about himself. Then this improves the quality of life of a person because an individual would be able to set and achieve meaningful goals and improve the overall life satisfaction. At the same time, he would be able to develop adaptability and resilience in challenging times. He would be able to navigate uncertainties, undertake risks, and learn from experiences. It will contribute in career advancement because definitely the person will try to maximize his capabilities by adding new knowledge, skills, and competencies. And finally, we develop interpersonal skills and communication skills. So the next slide would show you some real-life examples who have practiced personal growth and development, namely Tony Robbins, Beyonce, who's a world-famous singer, and Warren Buffett. So finally, I would like to talk about the relationship of personal growth and development with our topic self-awareness and leadership. So self-awareness is again a foundational part of personal growth and development. Because knowing your strengths, weaknesses, and values would enhance self-awareness. Then continuous personal growth and development would definitely help you to have an effective leadership with authenticity and emotional intelligence. Then this would help in creating continuous learning and leadership development as well. And leaders would be able to face the challenges through adaptability and resilience. They would be able to undertake risks and navigate challenges. And finally, this would help to improve empathy and interpersonal skills. So with that, I would like to call upon Savitri to continue the presentation.
There are only 2 more minutes.
Throughout our presentation, we have discussed soft analysis. Now I'm going to give you the take-home message. So in soft analysis, we can discover about strengths, weaknesses, and opportunity strengths. If we are applicable to our lives, the strength we can first identify what are the strengths we have, and we have to towards that strengths according to our goals. And weaknesses, it's accept to be a weaknesses. So we all have weaknesses, but we have to do something about that weaknesses to overcome that weaknesses. And another thing, opportunities. Opportunities are in everywhere, but what we have to do is that we have to go and grab the opportunities to get our goals. And threats. So threats is like a break the ceiling. So threats, everyone knows threats, but what we have to do is get the challenge about that one and develop adaptability, resilience, and navigate through challenges. And also emotional intelligence. So under emotional intelligence, my colleagues talk about what is the emotional intelligence and this stuff. So I'm going to talk about how it can applicable to our life. So self-awareness, its own emotions and weaknesses. So we have to control our emotions and our weaknesses both. We can't show our emotions and weaknesses every time to others. And also self-regulations. So as we manage emotions and different situations. So in a different situation, we have to manage our emotions and we have to act like adaptability to the situation and also empathy. So when you are working with other people, it should mandatory to have empathy and social skills. In current world scenario, we must have social skills and personal growth and development. So I'll explain it briefly. Goal setting. If we want to achieve a goal, first we have to set a goal and take it a part of that goal. And day to day, what we have to discuss to achieve that goal, what I have to do it today. And continuous learning. We have to continuously learning because world is fast. World is moving really fast. And feedback and reflection. So in that case, we have to accept what others give. If others give us a negative feedback or positive feedback, we have to accept that both in a positive manner. And resilience and adaptability. And in that case, we have to adaptable about everything because everything is not happen in our own way because we have to adapt to the situation. And in the conclusion, I would like to tell, in the dynamic landscape of leadership, let self-awareness be the guiding light that illuminates the path to transformation, leadership, and collective pressure. So I think you have take-home message from our presentation. So these are the references we have used. For Q&A, I would like to invite Sutani and Anurag.
Yeah, what is VCU means? That's what you already written. Then you just put on the literature. Yes, put something. What is it? I have seen something. So what did you write? That you should not British. What is it?
6 articles.
Huh?
We must summarize the 6 articles.
No, I have seen something. I'll put some note. I wrote some. VCU something. What? VCUA. What is it?
Article leadership development.
VCUA? What is it? Oh, yeah, VCUA. What is it?
Vertical leadership development, that is vulnerability and also
No, I'm asking about the VCUA. What is it? What do you stand for? What is the Can you do that in your presentation with on your own? So you are writing all. I'm just feedback. What is the message the reader can from these slides? No, what I'm saying from this, when someone look at the audience, what is the message you are giving? You are taking VCU as well. So you that concern should come presentation, right? So when you say literature, you are not repeating the article here. And of course, he and me that the reading to preparation. The feedback, right? And it is a commencement of presentation. You are lost. Right? First impression should come. Other two talking on them later. Right? Keen on what? And lack of presentation I see. Right? It is not reading and reporting to me. Learning and presenting. I don't know about how you all are done with others. It is my feedback. Not underestimating you all or anything. So it might hurt you, but I will tell you. Right? It is not presenting. So you have to learn and present. Not reading and typing here. Okay? Because I said 2 minutes, receive managing. So prepare. And they were talking, you all are talking to presenting. Like that you lost the audience interest. Am I right? So other than nothing. So that's what I will tell you. Like when you are saying this one VCUS, that's why you have to bring your concept into the presentation. It is learning and presenting, not reading and typing. So you have good things also compared with the previous team. The presenting, these are 2 people are good, and he did prepare. I don't know whether naturally you have a stereo speech, I don't know. Maybe that also one reason. Maybe the people are different. That I don't say wrong. But bring a slide for points, 1 or 2. So you have to give message to them. Okay. This is only a feedback, not underestimating. So lack of preparation I have seen. Or maybe lack of coordination, but I don't know. Maybe you have done it and someone has done it, maybe lack of coordination. So maybe you are ready, because you have got a lot of message here, but it is not reachable. So it's very crowded. Very serious thing. Like the same message, and it's only a feedback, not reducing the marks or anything. Think when you will you listen or will you see these slides? Right? So that's the way. That's the learning. I'm teaching different now. So I want a handout, I give more. But here you have been given a task to do in 20 minutes. The same way you will be given a 5 to 10 minutes in a client place. You have to pass the message and get the sales or whatever. So I don't understand this message. Please make sure that you are giving message or maybe 5 or 6. Talk lot. That's the presentation. Learning and presenting. You are reading and representing. Okay. Thank you. Group number 4. Now,
Good afternoon all. Our team number is team number 4. So our topic is actually emotional intelligence and Goldman 60 leadership style. So we're going to talk about the introduction to emotional intelligence and the leadership styles. Then the literature review based on that the articles we have given, we have analyzed that discussion, opinion and suggestions, and finally the conclusion. So when it comes to introduction, first of all, going into the whole world emotional intelligence, we can separately like stick what is an emotion and what is intelligence. Emotion is actually expression or a feeling of some person. Example, anger, fear, happiness, sadness. And when it comes to intelligence, intelligence is actually a way of like acquiring like knowledge and experiences about something and doing something in a good way to achieve a particular outcome. So that is actually the intelligence. So it is very important for a leader in making things done by other people. So what like successful leadership here, effective communication, enhanced decision making and conflict resolutions and the grievances handling, those things actually can be done through emotional intelligence. So and that is all about like emotional intelligence, and it is actually, let's say, emotional intelligence. So when it comes to the whole world emotional intelligence means actually it is the capacity of like understanding the feelings of others and also ourselves, and how we are going to take the make the work done by other people as a leader, or like monitoring the other feelings or behaviors is actually emotional intelligence. So when it comes to introduction about the leadership is actually how we are taking things done by other people, like the leadership style, and my friend Francisco will take you through deeply into this leadership style in this presentation. An origin of emotional intelligence. So Wayne Page is identified as the person who's done initially research work on this emotional intelligence. So he's the person in 1986, like emotional like feelings of people are ignorant in that society, and he did a research on that, and based on the other people, Peter Salvay and Mayer and Daniel Goleman, he's the person who, like more into this emotional intelligence and leadership style. Those are three people who done some research on emotional intelligence and how it affects the leadership style. So this is actually there are two things actually in a person, that is EQ and IQ. EQ means actually a word which is given for emotional intelligence. So we can measure we can go into these other criteria: definition, origin, skill, rolling, leadership, and measurement. So when it comes to measurement, we can EQ can be measured through 360 feedback. Like we can whole feedback can be getting from overall perception. And when it comes to intelligence quotient, that is IQ, measured through standardized tests that access cognitive abilities. So when it comes to measurement, like for an example, I can give IQ means actually doing the test. Now I'm also doing IQ thing like memorizing things and doing the presentation. There's IQ thing. And also that can be contributed like strategic planning and decision making as well in leadership. But when it comes to EQ is actually a person will say that is non-monetary. We'll say like subordinate has doing a great work, and through a mail we have sending. It is highly appreciated, much appreciated. So that word will emotionally, which will motivate him to do other things in future as well. So that is the example that we can give. So there are several models actually related to this EQ concept, emotional intelligence. First of all, I'm taken to Salvoy-Mayer's model. That is actually there is a 4-step model. This is actually related to the abilities of a leader. So there are 4 things: perception, regulation, facilitation, and understanding. Perception means actually the perception about the leader, the emotions of other people and others. And when it comes to the second thing is actually how emotion can be used to take decisions. Third thing is understanding about the other person. Finally, management of these emotional things and motivating the other people. The other one is Bowen model. Bowen model is giving a holistic view, like overall view about this emotional intelligence and how it impacts the leadership styles. So there are 5 things: interpersonal, adaptability, stress management, general mood. So 5 concepts overall, we can get the effective performance from a leader. So intrapersonal means actually our feelings. Interpersonal means actually the feelings of other people. So that's all about that. And mainly, we are focusing actually the government 16D style. The government is there's a famous saying of him: EQ is better than IQ. Emotional intelligence is better than IQ. And he's the person who introduced a good model for this emotional intelligence, how to understand that. So in governance model, there are 2 competencies there. That is the personal competencies and social competencies. When it comes to personal competencies, you can see there is a diagram: self-awareness and self-management, social awareness and relationship management. That means when it comes to personal competencies, there are 3 things: self-awareness, self-management, and motivation. And when it comes to social thing, social awareness and empathy. So those are the things, the competencies they categorize in categories. And he said there is an article we have analyzed, and there is a book he wrote, Emotional Intelligence. In that book, he says throughout the career of a person, throughout the lifetime of a person, the EI can be developed. But IQ is actually the left brain that is saturated at about 18 and 20 of the age of a person. So So this is the thing I have discussed the motivation, empathy, the regulation processes, and the competency. When it comes to competency, we can categorize into the personal and social. That is the government's one. So, so like government style. So my colleague Francisco will take you through what are the leadership styles. Like missionary coaching, affiliation, basic in commanding, definition of these 6 leadership styles, we will understand it. Thank you.
We all talked about leaderships, leader, and emotional intelligence. And there should be a style that we should follow to lead the people. And according to the theory, Daniel Goleman says there are two kind of way you can lead the people. There are two kind of styles you can lead the people. First style is you can boost the performance, and the other style you must apply with caution. When it comes to the first scenario, if we say like kind of positive way, you do with the positive way, the application is like positive way. This is kind of I'm not saying negative, but it could be applied when it comes to the actually the thing that you have to apply to this thing, you must apply, otherwise you won't survive. So I will go the summary of this thing. There are 6 leadership styles. First 4 is like a positive thing, and the other 2 is like a negative thing. I'm not saying the negative, but you should apply with caution. Visionary thing. This first thing, authoritative is the visionary thing. That is saying that I have vision. I have the target that I say that you must follow me. It's kind of vision that you are telling to your people. It means that at this stage, inspiring others, providing the direction, and you can use it when you have the new vision. You have the new kind of a thing. You can apply this kind of a technique, this kind of style. You have innovative this thing, and how to develop it. It means that when you have the environment, but you have to develop it. This is the area that you can develop is you have to self-confidence, and you must let your team to see the enthusiasm. This is how the missionaries work in it. They have the world examples like Marx, Nelson Mandela, Malala Yousafzai. These are the some examples you can see. This guy developed Tesla, and Nelson Mandela is kind of a person who created peace and awarded with the Nobel Award. And this is from Pakistan. And the other style is coaching style. It says that let me coach you. I must be giving you the direction. It means I coach you. You can follow my instructions. I will coach you by the back. And you can apply this for the long-term professional development. Individuals you have, it may primarily allow you to develop your long-term professional skills. And you can use this model, this style in this kind of way. It means you can when you have the build the team, you can apply this coaching thing, and when the career development comes, you can apply this coaching style rather than the visionary thing. And there are some examples. One of the group also mentioned this micro CEO. He's a guy who has the coaching style of thing. He coaches his team. He influences members to win the goal. And the other one is affiliating. It means that it says that people first, task second, and it creates harmony among individuals. It means lead and the individuals. It creates harmony. It builds team and it builds trust. It may allow you to have trust among each other. And these are some examples that Dalai Lama religious examples, and but also this also mentioned previous members. And the other one is democratic style. It means let all work together and achieve this goal. And you can use this also when you have a project in practical work, problem solving sessions. You can use democratic. You can ask your members what could be the best way, what could be the, other than coaching them. You can have discussion among them, and you can plan your projects accordingly. And we can also give you example. Jonas can give. We also taught about this. We also taught this is on our lecture series also. And these are the four styles that we can see the positive things. And the other one is phase setting style and commanding style. That means that when you have this can be applied. You have the target. It means this is the first example is this kind of person is phase setting. It means he has a target and he wants it to be achieved somehow. It means that this can be applied for the sales and revenue targets in companies. Actually, then you, for example, Damika Perera, he has a big companies, and what he does is he gives the targets. He gives the targets. He don't want to know how you achieve, but he wants the target. It means that he targets. He gives the target. You have to achieve something. And there are some other examples. Lika and Virat Kohli. And the final one is commanding, means I don't want your idea. I may command, you may do it. These are the examples you can have. Finally, I will have to give one thing. It means recommendation about the styles. There are no styles that you must adapt. You must use all combination of all styles that may give you a best result. I would say it means happen in a good way. So my colleague will provide you the further this thing about the intelligence and leadership styles.
So I am going to explain you about how the emotional intelligence and leadership style impact to a organizational culture. So if we since the time is low, I don't go through all this. So I'll take a few examples. If we check the objective of the missionary leadership style, so that leader sets a vision, and they need to follow their guide that vision to achieve the targets. So that's some the objective of the missionary leadership. So if we take as an example, if they need to make a product, so the leader sets the vision, what are the steps? So others have to follow the steps, right? So if we then affiliative leadership style, if we take when it is appropriate, this leadership style mostly appropriate when the team is more stressful, right? So this leader can heal their team to heal his team to receive the target and motivate them to get the target. And also, if we take the democratic leader, he wants everyone to give their ideas for the team. So with all the ideas, that leader sets the goals and achieve that goals. Right. If we take a coaching leadership style, so empathy and developing others, right? So coaching leadership style, they give empathy to their staff or the who are working under them, and he wants to develop all the team members to achieve the target. So cohesive, when we take the cohesive leadership style, they need to immediately go to the target. Right? And if we take the pace setting leadership style, the pace setting leadership style is mostly used to get a quick targets, right? To achieve targets quickly by in a highly technical environment. So these leadership styles are needed according to the situation. So leader should have balance of these every leadership style to achieve their goal according to the situation. So my colleague will discuss about this what we have done through a literature review.
The literature review, we have analyzed the two articles and found out the emotional intelligence current context. First one is in 2023, John Blaker, emotional intelligence and leadership styles in education. The article highlighted crucial connection between emotional intelligence and educational leadership. We got the special points. First one is emotional intelligence and driving process. The article evaluates Goldman models linking emotional intelligence and enhance effective in educational leaders decision making. Second one is adaptability in leadership approaches. Effective educational leaders adapt leadership styles to suit situational needs align with educational dynamic. Maintain and balancing affiliative leadership approaches. Affiliative leadership positive atmosphere balance organizational goals to avoid hindering progress. Fourth one is acknowledging the school environment. Emotionally intelligent school leaders observe and understanding individual and collective emotion, promoting effective interaction. Last one is encouragement for the advancement of emotional intelligence in education. Research advocates integrating emotional intelligence in education of both educators. Central role in fostering social emotional development. Second article is in 2013, and Galle and Vishani leadership styles and emotional intelligence of managerial level employees in the telecommunication industry in Sri Lanka. We have got the special points. The article investigates the interplay of leadership styles and emotional intelligence Sri Lankan in telecommunication section. Here got the special points. First one is the leadership processing telecommunication industry of Sri Lanka. Article examines leadership styles in Sri Lanka telecommunication industry. Second one is the emotional intelligence applications in telecommunication administration. Research explore emotional intelligence importance in telecommunication management roles. Conversations of leadership styles and emotional intelligence. Article assess alignment of leadership styles with emotional intelligence principles. Fourth one is adjusting to challenges within the industry. Research explores how leadership styles in emotional intelligence address industry challenges. Last one is workforce engagement and contentment. Article analysis leadership styles, emotional intelligence impact on employee engagement. I invite to continue.
Based on that, my party's opinion and suggestions. First, I will take you through the research I have done by the Harvard University. The Harvard University researched the leadership styles, how affect these leadership styles according to the these climates, these table showing the correlation in between the six leadership styles and the six climates. When we comes to the table, you can see the positive styles has the negative correlation with the flexibility, and the democratic has the positive correlation with the flexibility. So these are equally strong, but the opposite direction. Also, you can see these positive and the base setting styles has the negative correlation with these climates. Other two have not have the correlation between the these climates. Also, you can see the authoritative climate has the most positive correlation between the in between these climates. And when it comes to this research opinion, they are saying leaders cannot rely on the leadership style exclusively. Leaders cannot rely on it exclusively, and leaders who have the master or more, especially relative, affiliative, democratically based in leadership styles has can perform very well in the various situations. And our suggestion is, as per the previous my experience previously explained, and the literature review we have done and article analysis, leaders should have multiple of these leadership styles, and leaders can most effective leaders can switch on these leadership styles. They can achieve better. So, Ashan will take you to the conclusion part.
You already passed the time. 20 minutes. I have no question then. Okay. Feel free to read.
We have such a long leadership skill. So we are encouraging to you, not encouraging to you, and the SAD leadership, because they are very impact when you are thinking. So in current context, we are encouraged to use the balance for especially the operating leadership, because the leader give general directions to the team in order to carry out their work in their work. So finally, the take home message is, don't let your emotion to control you. As a leader, we need to control our emotion.
These are the answers that we have to the articles. If you have any questions and answers, you can raise.
Okay. And so the time passed. Some places too crowded, right? So that you have to make sure that, and both of you repeated almost. You and you repeated the same. Because there are some days like the cover the man time. No, that's okay. What I see the time is, no? So now you lost the time. Okay, other than that, okay. Number 5. This is are overseas.
Yes.
But here there is words. So you would group number. What is your name? So who's Muthukumar? Follow number. It's overseas. Leadership. Kasi. Yeah, after joining the company, that
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible to you? Am I audible to you?
For me, it's audible.
Okay. We are group number 5, and today our topic for the presentation is trait theories of leadership. So let's talk about leadership traits and style. Ever wondered what makes a great leader tick? Traits theory has some answers. It's about the inherent qualities that set leaders apart. And guess what? There's more to leadership than one style. Leaders have different ways, like being hands-on or letting the team shine. Next slide, please. Next slide, please.
Yeah.
Hello? Okay. Well, to understand more about the topic, we can read a literature review study on the relationship between leadership styles, leadership behavior, and leadership traits from humanities and social sciences reviews. These reviews tries to talk about leadership and three terms that often get mixed up. It aims to show how these terms are sometimes used incorrectly. When talking about leadership.
Excuse me. Can you introduce yourself? After that,
Hello.
first of all,
Am I
introduce yourself.
I'm Sen Muthukumarne from team number 5. I'm Chanika.
Okay, next one.
Can
anyone others introduce yourself who you are?
I'm Gayan Gonlakoje.
I'm Hasif.
I'm Emin Ahmad.
Can we start now?
Yeah.
Okay, so who is doing the presentation now? Starting? Yeah, now after.
Okay, Shanika. Okay, you can start now.
Okay. Shall
Who's
we
doing the
start?
proper? So there I just keep it. No, the top that the scope. No, other one. Yeah. Yeah. Make it proper. Down. No, up. Yeah. Yeah. Now you want to do that.
You're right. Okay, Shanika, you can start now.
Okay, thank you. As I told, we are from team number 5, and today our topic for the presentation is trait theories of leadership. So let's chat about leadership traits and styles. Ever wondered what makes a great leader tick? Traits? Terry has some answers. it's about the inherent qualities that set leaders apart. And guess what? There's more to leadership than one style. Leaders have different ways, like being hands-on or letting the team shine. So, well, to understand more about the topic, we can read a literature review study of the relationship between leadership styles, leadership behavior, and leadership traits got from Humanities and Social Science reviews. Next slide, please. This review tries to talk about leadership and three terms that often get mixed up. It aims to show how these terms are sometimes used incorrectly when talking about leadership. Leadership can be a bit tricky to understand because it's about how leaders impact their teams and what makes someone a good leader. Good leadership is, it's crucial for teams and organizations to do well. Leaders can act in different ways, and it might change depending on the situation. Important group know how important good leadership is and often give words to recognize it. Even in religion like in Islam, can see they talk about how important leadership is for guiding others. Sometimes people get confused about what leadership style, behavior, and traits means. This review is here to help by talking about leadership and explaining these terms. And this discussion focuses on why it's important to bring together these three key aspects of leadership: traits, behavior, and style. And I found that research by Sakaro says we should think about all things at once to really get leadership. You know what leadership is. It's kind of like putting together on different pieces of the puzzle to see the whole picture. Putting all these things together help us. It's like to understand what makes someone a leader. Think about it like that. You can how someone lives is shaped by both their traits and how they act. Even if leaders have similar traits and behaviors, they can still have their own way of doing things. It's a bit like two chefs making the same dish, but each having this special way of doing it. You have experienced that, I think. Okay, so this review talks about three important terms in leadership, and it says these terms can be confusing and sometimes misused also. However, I found that the review does its best to talk about this. So here we have another one, literature review of leadership theories and styles from Journal of Resources Development and Management. It talks about leadership changes over time. We can take leadership theories. Next slide, please. Leadership theories. All right. Next slide, please. All right. Let me break it down. So there are these theories about leadership. First, there was the great man theory. Can you please move the next slide, please? Thinking leaders are just born heroes. But that got some heat, especially with leaders like Hitler. Then came trait theory, saying certain traits make a born leader. But people didn't agree because no common traits were found. After that, contingency theory. He said a leadership style depends on different factors. Style and behavior theory talked about different styles like autocratic and democratic. And then process leadership theory brought in ideas about servant leaderships and learning organization. And finally, there was transactional theory. Just looking at leaders and followers exchange thing, how they exchange thing. And transformational theory, it was all about doing good and making positive changes. So, in a nutshell, leadership is diverse, adapted to various factors and styles. Then, leadership styles. Next slide, please. Okay, let me simplify. There are two leadership styles, transactional and transformational. Transactional is like making deals, rewarding good work, like trusting your team, and jumping in when needed. It works, but might not spark creativity. No creativity at all. On the other hand, transformation is all about being positive. Let us set a good example. Get everyone excited, push for creativity, and care for each team member. So we can use transactional for getting things done correctly. Yes, correctly. And transformational for keeping. Yes.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, what is your topic? Why you are talking all this? But you will have a carpet, but you will take what is belong to you, no?
We can hear, sir.
Why you talk about up to now the all theories and all the theories? What I had a lecture for you. No? Yes. You have to read the presentation, we will see the time. I can listen to this. Why you want to copy this or? I have given others to do those. Right? And you already didn't tell even 4 people are overseas. Others I had a discussion yesterday and requested. Okay, this one we are reading, presentation they are reading. It's not a topic. Clearly I have given. You are talking about leadership. I gave a topic, I gave you leadership. So ask them stop and you have to redo that. That's it. Okay, I'll give 20 people, but you are redo. I can't listen to this. Tell them. Okay, please go to book number 6. Only 4 people. Galle is yes. So he's online. See? Yes. Point here, that's problem. Online. Okay. All right. Electronics to leadership institute our presentation for it. We are moving number 6. With our team members. Let's start our presentation. Skill approach to leadership. Is when we talk about skill approach to leadership, skills are more important to everyone to competing day-to-day activities, tasks, and solving problems to achieve our common goals. According to cards, mainly core skills have three main core skills: technical skills, conceptual skills, and human skills. Personal leadership effectiveness, like example, we can say it's like being the captain of your own ship, making smart choices, setting goals, and inspiring positive changes. You want to become a perfect leader, you can achieve this concept: passion, wisdom, support, courage, honesty, positivity, commitment, sensitivity, vision, like next, leadership skills requirements across organization. When we talk about organization, we mainly have three levels we can divide it: lower level and middle level and top level managers. Lower level managers should highly communication skills and technical task delegation to their work. Middle level managers should require to strategic thinking, and top level managers also vision setting abilities and decision making for their organization goals. Developing leadership skill as a university student, university life is no more than just academics. It's time to go learn to prepare our future. Next part, the review, bonds, since in 2020, skill approach with clear indication of feasibility of developing special programs to improve the leadership abilities for future. Next, youth and youth movement, 2017, adaptability and resilience, the ability to adapt to change and boundary from essential for personal leadership. Next, Arthur Erickson, Goldsmith in 2012, strategic leadership skill focusing on long-term vision and innovation, and organization alignment are essential. Next, these skill in cards, I would like to invite Jagir to conclude.
Thank you, Mrita. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Cards three skills. What are the managerial skills? Managerial skills encompasses the knowledge and capacity for the specific management task. So these skills can be learned, practiced, or acquired through the hand of experience. Robert Cards identified the three types of skills that are essential for the successful manager's process. Technical skills, conceptual skills, and human or interpersonal management skills. From the technical skills, managers used to achieve goals, achieve sales targets, product designs, marketing acts. Most important for the postal management managers, and technical skills are not important for the higher management and the mid-level management. Human skills are the most important for the management to work effectively with employees. These skills are important first level management, middle management, as well as the top level management. Conceptual skills are the crucial for the top level management. The conceptual skills helps leaders to firmly achieve the organizational goals. Next slide. Or the next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Personal leadership effectiveness. Every managers can't maintain all these skills with the same degree, but they have a talent in all areas. So every successful leaders need to engage and achieve skills. Conceptual skills, they understand and solve complex problems, making decisions that help the organization navigate through the challenges. Technical skills such as the planning or financial management relevant to their organizations. Interpersonal. communicate effectively with others. Leadership style. Adaptable leadership style that flexible to respond to the unpredictable challenge of today's organizations landscapes. So here we discuss only the interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills. Communication is involved more than just word. The speaker's tone, pitch, speed, rhythm, posture, and expressions convey additional information beyond the verbal contents. So these nonverbal cues provide crucial insight into the speaker's thought and feelings. Professor Albert study from the 1970 suggests that the personal communication therefore derive feelings, attitudes, and beliefs more from the noble cues like body language and tones of voice than from the actual work spoken. As per the Dr. Albert, there are elements of personal communication. 7% of spoken words, 38% voice tone, 55% body language. Next slide. Influencing and persuading. Influence and persuasions are the act of making people take certain action by the changing their belief system. Persuasion might seem like manipulating others to get things done according to the manager's needs. Process of influencing. Be clear on objectives. Consider what you can achieve. Use emotion to win societies over. Use hard evidence. Constantly monitor and measures progresses. There are some common mistakes when influence or persuasions. Not rely clear on the outcome you want. Pushing too hard or not hard enough. Focusing on needs, not others. So from the next slide, I will continue by Saran. Thank you.
I'm going to talk about how to leadership skills requirement across the organizational levels. The different organizational levels requirement on requirements the leadership skills. Then Startuplex model is a new model. There is introduced by in 2007. Leadership skills requirement changing from one level to another level in an organization. It describes 4 types in leadership skills. First one, cognitive skills and interpersonal skills, business skills, and finally strategic skills. Let's move to the slide. Skills. These are the basic requirements: the communication, right or learning effectively, and the interpersonal skills. These are the skills that the leadership is having an influence and coordinate others. And other one is business skills. To manage material resource and to manage financial resources and personal resources. Then finally, strategic skills. Then being vision and system perspective, having problem identification and solution appraisal skills and objective evaluation skills. Next slide. That's the nowadays there are new trends in developing leadership skills in university students. Is experiential learning. This can include internship, leadership tricks, and project-based coursework. And the other one is service learning and social responsibility. is directly impact on social responsibility. Other one is the assessment and feedback, and in practical and quickness to optimal solution. And leadership skills, abilities, there are three types: hard competencies, soft competencies, and mixed competencies. Hard competencies is example for using computer effectively, and soft competencies example for time management. And other one is mixed competencies, example for interviewing other subordinates. Including three components. First one, content, and motivational and activity. The cognitive components of leadership, and emotional and evaluate component of leadership, and the activity component of leadership. Conclusion of our presentation. In conclusion, the skill approach to leadership emphasize the requirement and organizational levels requirements, and expertise talented in interpersonal skills together with being someone who is capable thinking and practically.
Stop. Okay. So, Nagli, group number 6, right? Yes. 3, 5. So, yeah. N to N. N. Nali. N. Correct? Other one. Yes, sir. Right. Okay. No question. So, group number 7. Quickly, because I have time. Yes. No. Huh? Okay. Oh, yes, sir. Full stop. No, only I want the other. The presentation can go T and car if they want. The presentation can go. That folks will before they start. They won't go quickly before they start. Absolutely fine. So I won't go quickly to work this. No, this is what it's at. I have time.
Good afternoon. Yes, even we will be talking about the concept of behavioral theory of leadership within our team. The other team will I will be starting with the introduction and the introduction. There are two main schools of thought in leadership. They are by the leadership group and case and by behavior. Behavioral theory of leadership suggests that leadership skills can be taught rather than leaders being born with those skill sets in the trade. When we are coming to the key aspects of the behavioral theory of leadership, you will see two kinds of leaders: result-oriented leaders and the relationship-oriented leaders who will be focusing on the people rather than focusing on the result. And again, if we see who are the successful leaders in terms of the behavioral theories of leadership, it suggests that there should be a proper combination of task orientation and people orientation. So when we are moving across the literature again, it seems that there are four kinds of theories in leadership, and four main theories in behavioral leadership. So one is Kurt Lewin's framework, and the Blake and Morgan managerial grid, Ohio State University Leadership Studies, and University of Michigan Leadership Studies. So let me take you to the literature and the background in behavioral theories of leadership. So under the Kurt Lewin Leadership Studies framework, it suggested that there are three kinds of leaders: autocratic, democratic, and laissez-faire. Autocratic means the leader takes all the decisions and it's imposed on the subordinates. And I think the democratic style says leader would be asking for suggestions from the subordinate and an agreement would be reached by consensus. But laissez-faire leader doesn't do any of these and ignores the decision-making part and ignores the assumption of the leadership responsibilities. What they do is they let the subordinates work on their own and give them autonomy. So under this framework, what's more successful is the democratic style because the people are also satisfied as well as the decisions are made. The only thing is under autocratic style, decision making is really fast. In democratic style, it takes a lot of time. And again, another study is the Ohio State Leadership Studies, and there are also two main parts are described. It's the initiating structure and the consideration behavior. So this initiating structure behavior is much more comparable to autocratic style in the previous age, this particular one. And the consideration behavior is comparable to democratic style. So again, it's the same theory that's going to be rolled on here. And in this particular style, the roles are properly defined by the leader technique. So in consideration behavior, the subordinates are given much more autonomy to take the decision. But again, this theory also suggests that a combination of both need to be there for the proper leader. And again, there's the Michigan leadership style. So here, again, as I explained in the introduction, there will be two extremes: product orientation as well as employee orientation. Under the product orientation, it says that the leader is focused on achieving the target rather than the employees and the subordinates. Under the employee orientation, it says that the leadership would be focusing on how much the employees or the subordinates are satisfied. And again, if the person is leading a company, there should be both. He should be focusing on the achievement of his targets as well as employees. Otherwise, if he doesn't take the middle road, one part would be achieved while the other part is lagging. And again, there's one more, and this is much more detailed study than the other three theories that I talked before. This is a managerial grid. It suggests that it's a continuum of two things: how much a leader is people oriented and how much a leader is task oriented. So this part takes this particular managerial grid in the middle road, because otherwise the leader would be either end up with 100% task orientation or much more people oriented. If the leader is completely people oriented, the task won't be done. People would be much satisfied and everyone would be, they might be ideally given. So the best road to take under the behavioral theories of leadership is the middle road. This is the example that it is. And my colleagues will take you to the other one.
Good afternoon, guys. So I will take you all through the point under behavioral leadership, few key points which we need to understand this theory. So everyone knows that the leadership is influencing the group to achieve a common goal, which they have agreed at the beginning. So when we see the behavioral theory leadership, this theory believes that leaders can be trained, developed, and formed. This theory discusses leaders are not solely born. Anyone can be trained, can be developed their skills, and can be learned through different areas, and they can be leaders in an organization or in any form of organization. So there are two main theories in behavior that means comparative in leadership. So that is trait theory and the behavioral theory. So what trait theory explains is leaders are born. So they believe that leaders are born from generation to generation. But in behavioral theory, they believe that leaders are not solely born, they can be formed. In effectiveness of leadership, as per the trait theory, they believe that based on the characteristic of the leaders, trait theory believe that effectiveness of the leaders will be dependent on the in an organization or form. But in behavioral theory, we believe that this effectiveness is based on the skills and the knowledge they gain through the experience or the books or the knowledge. And the use of psychological traits. Under trait theory, they believe that the physiological appearance, the height, weight, etc., affect the leadership of trait theory. But in behavioral theory, we believe that number of no use of psychological, physiological traits. Because it's no use, but they not give the priority in that aspect. So another few points to discuss. So in current context, in the market or in the field of business, the lack of understanding of behavioral theories and behavioral science. So simply we can say there are very, very good managers in the company, but what defines them between the leaders and manager is few key points like lack of effective communication, lack of conflict management, or lack of how they see the issues or identify the root cause in an organization or problem or situation could be defined then whether he is a good manager or he is a good leader. So the other point is lack of guidance on the selection and use of appropriate behavioral theories. So there are multiple theories, multiple studies which we can have the understanding about the behavioral theory. Any person should use most appropriate or best appropriate theory or knowledge which he should follow to become a better or efficient leader. So there are some lack of guidance or lack of understanding to a person which might lead he could not find a proper theory or proper knowledge to become a better leader. So lack of the third one is the lack of inclusion of behavioral theories in data-driven research and agent-based modeling. This discussed. So these theories cannot be numerically justified. So that means the theories of the leaders or theories of the person cannot be numerically defined in or comparing in an organization. So next we will see what are the strengths and limitations in this behavioral leadership. So I will take you through the strengths first. So practicality. So practicality is the most easy. This behavioral theory can observe and implement in any organization or any environment easily. So we can see a good leader or we can learn from a good leader and we can apply that one to in our organization or in our field. Focus on development. So as we explained at the beginning, so this theory believes that leaders can be formed by developing their knowledge, skills in any form. So this can continuously develop. We can continuously develop our skills and knowledge and learn and improve ourselves and push our boundaries. And flexibility. Behavioral theory acknowledges that successful leadership styles can differ based on occasion, followers, and organizational settings. So we have to be flexible and we have to find a perfect mixture of the leadership style, and we have to identify the correct occasion and correct root cause to address the issue. So this theory believes that it is more flexible than the specific other theories. And patriarchal support. And this demonstrates that there are multiple leaders in the world who we can follow and see their attitudes, their knowledge and their skills and how they see the problem and apply same in our organization. And if we take the limitation, lack of universality. So here what it says is we can't apply same theory or situation we applied in one organization to another organization because of maybe cultural difference. For example, I would say we can't apply the same theory in Sri Lanka and we can't apply that same theory in Middle East. There could be some great leaders in Sri Lanka, great people, great managers, but they cannot apply same thing in European company or Middle East company. They should adapt to that organization or culture. The complexity. So complexity here, they explain this, they're recognizing and understanding the individual behaviors that contribute to good leadership can be different. We can't say this characteristic is define him as a good leader. This characteristic define him as a good leader. That understanding part, that there is always a gray area between that understanding point and subjectivity. And this says that the characteristic or behavior of a leader is different from the point of view person who sees. That if you see one person and you will see one definition, and one person see another person, he will give another definition of the person. And the limited focus. Behavioral theory frequently emphasizes visible behaviors and activities while overlooking other critical qualities. That means this theory focuses on some critical points, but same time it overlooks some other critical points which should be considered to consider that for him or her as a great leader. So I will take over to Ishara to take from this point of view.
First, I would like to talk about the opinion and partisans related to the behavioral theory. First, opinion section under that, adaptability is key. That means leaders adjust their leadership styles based on the situation. As an example, transactional leadership style, transformational leadership styles, and bureaucratic leadership styles. Those are the examples. Second point is emphasize employees' development. Leaders considering to need leaders considering needs and development of members. They consider technical skills and product development skills. Then effective communication. Communication is a very important thing to build relationship between leaders and their members, and it's very easy to provide guidance to their members on effective communication. Then individualized approach. In some organization, there are different type of people facing different type of leadership styles. Therefore, leaders customize their leadership styles based on the individual needs and enhance effectiveness. With suggestions, under suggestions, delegate and empower. The leaders should trust their team members and delegate responsibility. Build trust and predictability. That is the foundation of effective leadership. Leaders should be transparent, consistent, and follow through on commitment to build and maintain trust within the team. The point is encourage innovation and risk taking. Leaders should encourage their team members to take risk and find out new ideas. Invest in continuous learning. Leadership is leaders is to do continuous learning, whether through formal education or workshops or self-learning, that help leaders to leadership best practices. Conclusion: the leadership leaders really focus how leaders behave. Leaders are not born successfully, but they can be created based on the learnable behavior. And this means leaders could choose and apply the right tool for the job, expecting motivation. And behavioral leadership here remains a valuable framework for understanding and developing effective leadership.
Any question from audience? No question. I have no question. Okay. Go. So group number 8. Group number 8. Number 8. Tell us group 8. That's your one. Name of the pen, right? Oh, that. Really fast. Only I have short time. 3 or 3 seconds. I have to talk to you. Huh? Okay. Situation leadership. In order to understand what is situation leadership, the most important fundamental question we have to ask: what is the right form of leadership for a person in a given context? In here, I am highlighting 2 words: person and the context. Context means that what is the situation, there, what is the background, and what is the task, what is the risk attached to it, and then person means the select leader is ability and thinking pattern and his confidence level. And the situation when these both are matched together, there will
upon a situation. Conclusion, we can conclude that the context and the person is in right time to the right task if they creating the situation of leadership. So, about how determine the appropriate leadership according to this leadership model. In here, there are many two tasks. Behavior of the leadership and the followers studies. From situation 1 to 4, the directing style having changed into direction. Then followers readiness are readiness level 4 to readiness level 1. Readiness mainly discuss about the ability to do the task and allows confidence level. So readiness level 4 to 1, the confidence level going to decrease. And I will get an example and explain how this model applied in a real world. Imagine when we got a project or something like doing creating a software or something and appoint a leader and its members. The leader firstly decide to show about situation 1. That means he is like a direction, yes, commanding, doing not friendly or supporting. He assumed that his members can done, willing to do, and they have ability to do. That means high readiness level high. But in some way that he evaluate their task and he understand that their team members cannot do he categorize them as unable to, they don't have lack of context. Therefore, he is changing his leadership style from situation 1 to 3. That means supporting level. That low directing, but they support and friendly and they coordinate high. Then the at that point, their followers' readiness level can be increased to up to readiness level 4. That means they building their confidence and ability to higher level. Thank you. This is a review. I point out as my point out to people that all nursing and can chart that's the in Perth they are identified as founders of the situation leadership and some important decisions. If you can able to understand review of past papers and how leadership developed and analysis and viewpoint there review. Thank you.
That is special concept and points and extract from the article leadership influence influencing this and it takes a definition exclude unintentional and opposite direction of influence. The one is situation leaders are managed during crisis and guiding effective he required related capabilities and qualities to some situations to direct subordinates to their goals and targets. Leaders' effectiveness is linked to organization goals. Situational theory challenges the ideas of leaders and decision influences. One is Butler's contingency theory explore how situational factors interact with leaders' trait. That means it's integrated leaders, traits and situational variables. He categorized leaders as work related to relationship oriented. Based on the last figure over the description, he found effectiveness varied across situations. The next one is part goal theory that is leadership behavior inconsistencies and lead to the organization goals. Their subordinates. Normative models describes ideal decision-making process. Select alternatives and give the best optimal solution for the situation that will the restricting model is real-world decision-making system that the practical situation that leader taken in the situation. That's situation and steps, organization factors influencing behavior. It is a systematic categorization of situation factors influencing behavior, attitudes, and performance of the subordinates. End of my part.
And I'd like to explain about the leadership type. What are the leadership types? First one is the telling. Telling means the leader provides specific instruction to their subordinates. The telling method mostly appropriate followers has a lot of preparation. It must be a leader should have to provide specific instruction and close supervision for their followers. Second one is the selling. Selling is the two-way method communication method. The leader provide guidance and direction, but leader also seek their subordinates inputs and explanation. Addition. This is suitable for moderate and low. Some moderate readiness still some direction and support to the their followers. My third one is the participating. This is method consider the followers as the high preparation, but they have to lack of competence and experience. Under this method, leaders should facilitate to decision making and encourage to their followers. Fourth one is the delegating. Under this method, this is a more high preparation method. Under this method, leader gives followers to freedom to take decisions and take to ownership of the task. It's appropriate when followers has high preparations and competence and motivation to the work independently. Finally, we summarize the method under article. We can see the above mentioned four leadership styles. First one is selling. Under selling, decisive, directing, determine, forceful, and instructing characteristics include. Second one is selling. Under selling selling styles, following characteristics are included: adaptive, coaching, energetic, innovative, resourceful. Participating. Under the participating, appreciative, considerate, encouraging, patient, and supportive, understanding, inclusive. Finally, is delegating, analytical. This is a high maturity and high level. Under this method, following characteristics are included. I will, my part is over. I would like to invite Arvind to continue.
I think we have some understanding about what is situation leadership, the styles, and how we decide what is the situation actually the leader is in based on the team's capability. So based on that, we just identify some of let's say we can say these are some skills that the situation leader has. So based on that, these skills, how it will impact positively to increase the employee productivity. So first, we can see adaptivity and quick response. So the name itself, situational leadership, we can see this is straightly related to connected to that situational leadership word. So situational leadership leader is capable of adapting to whatever the situation is coming. So and he will
decide what to do in that particular situation, and he will quickly respond to the situation. So because of that, he can easily respond effectively to the very challenging situation, and where he can improve the employee performance and prevent especially prevent delays in problem solving and decision making. And next one, so because of that nature, we can say that that leader is innovative and he is good in problem solving. So where he can resolve conflicts promptly and prevent disruption before it distracts the operation or the progress of the team. Then building relationship and communication. Basically, is that particular leader is very good in strong in the building relationships and making the communication. Because of that, we can identify he can have a good understanding mutually with the team, and by that he can improve the collaboration, loyalty with the team, and which will improve the teamwork and morale. So because of that, the team can go forward to achieve the common goals of that particular team. And giving supervision monitoring. So I'll take these 2 points together. So reducing supervision and monitoring and empowering employees and positively. So a situation leader normally will what will do. So he will delegate authorities to the team in a gradual manner. So where what he will do, so he will empower the employees. So he will give the accountability and the decision making power to the team itself based on their capability. He will gradually do that. So because of that, when the employees feel that they are autonomy and accountability to the project, so they will perform in a positive manner, and they will take the accountability and they will do or take the risk and do the job. So because of that, the supervision of that particular leader will be reduced. So on a timely basis, he will review those works and he will provide the goals, targets, what are the things that the team need to achieve, and he will give the feedbacks to employee development. So because of that, he will create future leaders as well. And then obviously he is flexible because he will adapt to the situation and do the work based on. So with that, I'll conclude this part, and Shiani will continue with the weakness and strength.
Let me explain about strength of the situational leadership. Actually, situational leadership is one of the most important leadership styles in the organization, and it's widely acknowledged in the marketplace. And also, situational leadership is easy to understand and intuitive, and it can be applied across diverse settings. And also, about situational leadership is prescriptive. Actually, based on the subordinate's development level, it's provide clear guidance on the it's provide clear guidance. So actually, that means okay. And fourthly, the situational leadership is a unique. Taking subordinates differently based on the unique demand of the task, and then I'm going to explain you about weaknesses of the situational leadership. So, situational leadership does not provide adequately. Situational leadership does not adequately consider about the effectiveness of the leadership, and also it does not provide clear guidance on adapting leadership styles to accommodate both individual and group development levels, and also the modern classification of subordinates in development level clarity, making it challenging for leaders to across their teams accurately. And also, another weakness is the development level may not be equally effective and may oversimplify leadership complexity. So, this is the end of our presentation, and also I would like to do some message about our presentation. So, as a leader, before adapting it and maybe our subordinates into different different tasks, we need, as a leader, we need to get a clear-cut understanding about the each and every situation. It's our message, and thank you all.
I have no question. So team number, what's your team number 2? Online? Yeah, no. Okay. You are. Okay. I think only two needed. 1 and 3. Okay. Come forward, only the 4th. All 3 are here. You can start. Who is starting?
Shakti, I think we can't see the presentation.
I'm sharing.
Hope everyone can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
We are team VT2, and I am Sumudu. And let me introduce my team. Janit and Nimesha is joining via online, and Rislan, Satika, and Shakila from the physical class. Today, we are going to discuss about the 21st century leadership style. And with that, we'll start our presentation. Today, this is our agenda. During the presentation, we will cover these all topics and styles and suggestions. And with that, I will move to the next slide. Due to the changes in digitalization and globalization and any other reasons, there are some changes in the leadership trends we can clearly identify by analyzing the changes. And during the presentation, we will more focus on those changes. And we'll move to the next slide, please. If we consider the main change trends in SME sector in the leadership style, the first thing is changing organization structure. There are many changes to the organization structure considering the digitalization and other factors. And the second thing is there are some changes to the leadership tasks as well. They are, from example, they are more focusing on coaching and reducing that routine task. And the third one is leadership behavior. With that, we will move to the next slide. That is, we'll talk about the influencing categories on the leadership style. There are 3 major categories. One is global trends. Due to the global trends, there are some changes in the leadership. And the second thing is organizational trends. In this item, they will consider the organization structural changes to the digital leadership. And final one is following the followers trends. then if impact to the leadership. And with that, we'll move to the small video presented by Mr. Turner regarding the 21st century leadership.
We need a new approach to 21st century leadership to reflect the times that we live in. If we look at the degree of turbulence that leaders have to face in their organisations, that we all have to face, the unpredictability of change, the role of the leader in these types of situations is critical, because leaders who create an atmosphere which is conducive and supportive of change allow people to respond to that change and minimise the amount of fear that is associated with it. If you create an atmosphere where fear is predominant, then people will react based on that fear. Their ability to perform will decrease, their ability to innovate will decrease because nobody wants to do anything different. And the net effect of that is that we produce organisations that are fundamentally lacking in flexibility and adaptability at the very time when that flexibility and adaptability is utterly vital in order to respond effectively to the turbulence, the unpredictability, the uncertainty of the times in which we live. It's very hard to lead somebody, an individual, a group, an organisation, on a journey which you haven't gone yourself. It's not something you can talk about, it's something you have to embody and have lived. And the implication of this is that you have to, each of us, as leaders, as change agents, as people who step forward to influence.
We'll continue the presentation there. Yeah, if we consider the leadership definition, it's mainly talk about the interaction between leaders and the environment and its followers to achieve that organization vision. With that, I hand over to Shatika to continue the presentation from that onwards. Shatika?
Thank you, Sumudu. Now I'm going to explain stage of the 21st century leadership in shortly. We can identify the main impact to the leadership style. There are economics, technology, and social factors. And in modern era, we can identify the influence of leadership influence of as a technology involvement, globalization, smartphone usage, and social media usage, and other cultural and economic factors. Next slide. Now I'm going to tell you what the Miss Susan was talking about the 21st century leadership, and she was talking about leadership is using the greatness into you and achieve the sustain the integration of outcomes by engaging the greatness in others. And next slide. Next slide. This is the 21st century leadership framework. It shows the effects of the rapid changes and the of the style of the effective leaders and impact of the global organization and followers and trenders and model of the leadership process and leadership development. Next slide. Now I'm going to explain importance of the elective leadership in the rapid changing world. There's a few trends in leadership. Those are globalization, increasing stress on the environment, increasing speed and dissemination of the information technology, scientific and social changes. And other thing is implementation, which presented by Ruslan.
Okay. Now I am going to present the implication of the leadership. These are the situations where the requirement of the implication for the leadership increase the diversity in the digital use, increase changes, complexity in the different. Next slide. The implication of leadership is increase the between region. Let's see the evolution of leadership.
century to century. First, let's see, 18th century. This is the mainly dominant studies common to control. Leadership figure is the great man. He even leads American revolutions and the industrial revolution in the 19th century. The charismatic leadership and the bureaucratic leadership. The mainly event is as a large corporation and labor movement and scientific advancements. Slide. Okay. 20th century. And that is illustration style is situational leadership and servant leadership. They are influenced Mahatma Gandhi and Nelson Mandela like influential leaders. This is the 21st century. This is the final one. That is focused mindful leadership and the ethical leadership. And there is even in climate change, industrial revolution, and social unrest. Although that is interest learning concept, emotional intelligence, and cultural sensitivity, sustainability. The final conclusion for relational leadership is currently we are going 21st century nowadays. Although this is the final century evolution. But 21st century leadership styles. Let's see the number one is adoption. Authentic leadership. Authentic leadership means mainly focused on those who are true with themselves and the principles that guide them. Although they may be changes and likewise ultimate matters. The topics. The one is Janice will continue.
Thank you, Ruslan. I will continue 21st century leadership styles. In this slide, we can see literature reviews of authentic leadership styles. Former CEO of Medtronic, Bill George, has emphasized that authentic leadership begins and ends with authenticity, and it begins with yourself. My second concern leadership is servant leadership styles. Next slide, please. In servant leadership approach urged that the leader prioritize the growth and well-being of the followers, thereby increasing their engagement and effectiveness. It was the key of the success of many historic leaders. There are some principles of servant leadership styles. Those are listening, self-awareness, empathy, commitment to growth, building to community, like that. If you talk about literature reviews of servant leadership styles, Professor Franco Gandolfi says servant leadership meets all the criteria necessary for effective leadership. Next leadership style is digital leadership style. Digitalization is increasing the implementation of intelligent and interconnecting technology to change the production line and work requirement, such as organizational structures, task, and requirement of the work. I am handing over to Shakila to continue our next presentation. Shakila.
So I'll be continuing the digital review on digital leadership. So according to Mr. Vanguard, in 2016, one of his articles, he has mentioned that the ability to effectively select the use of the information communication technologies to achieve personal and corporate goals as the digital leadership. Moving forward, next slide, Nimisha. Next slide.
I have changed it, Shakila. It's not appearing, no?
Can you reshare, Nimisha?
Yeah. Okay.
Announced. So this is the next leadership style which we can identify in the 21st century leadership, which can be identified named as collaborative or collective leadership. So mainly it's more adaptable and fluid, focusing on relationships and the needs of people. So there are 7 principles which is on collective leadership, and there are, as you can see in the picture, there are 6 components. As a wing, they have identified that. Next slide. Time, sir. Different time. Miss Margaret Wheatley, she has identified that in 1996 that the creating an environment where the collective leadership is the practice starts with a shared vision supported by a set of specific values or beliefs which are integrated into the person's behavior. So she's one of the great philosophers. He has identified the collective leadership is the 21st century's revolve. Next slide. Zero means take long time. What's stuck? Maybe the left part. Let's go back to the internet. Okay. No, but it gets stuck because they can't see. Anyway, 5% from here, you know, they come, no? So now we are coming to the end of our presentation. Now, these are the opinions and suggestions which we have taken out from the articles. So I will highlight one which Mr. Michael Laws has identified. So he's mentioning that 21st century leaders emphasizing the adaptability and the need to respond to changing situation in a rapidly evolving business environment. So it also represents a model for the leadership process and highlights the impact of the global organization and follower trends on leadership. Moving forward, I will be handing over to Nimisha to continue. Nimisha, over.
Thank you, Shakila. So I will continue with our group opinions and suggestions. Globalization's impact on communities and organizations has brought the necessity for effective leadership in both present and future. Servant leadership is crucial for organizations in the age of globalization, prioritizing followers' growth and well-being, increasing engagement and effectiveness. So the next slide will show us how leadership has changed over from the 20th century to now. In the 20th century, leaders used a traditional approach, which is known as rational intelligence. Leaders have now moved to a transpersonal leadership approach known as emotional intelligence. Transpersonal leadership states that a leader should understand their subordinates to get the work done, and that a leader must be ethical. The next developing step would be to achieve ethical intelligence. As the world is developing and changing, we have to make the transition from positional to collective leadership. As mentioned earlier, servant leadership is generally considered to be a positive and effective leadership style in today's work environment, which is characterized by increasing diversity and emphasis on collaboration and innovation. Organizations are recognizing the significance of social responsibility and sustainability, and servant leadership aligns with these values by emphasizing service and positive societal impact. So this brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you very much, everyone.
Okay, I am the question. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's very clear. Yeah.
Yeah, team number 3, what's your number 3? Yeah, just a second. Can you be online? Hello, yeah. Can you introduce yourself first? All 3.
Hello, sir.
Third person working on the video.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. Yeah, I'm Zimaz. Yes, sir. I'm.
Continue.
Can everyone hear?
Proceed, yeah. Take it PowerPoint. Now it's on slide 4. Okay, continue. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, please continue.
Yes, sir. Yeah, sir. I'm Zimaz. We are V3 going to present this presentation. We are joining from Abu Dhabi.
Presentation. Okay, no problem. Continue. Do the presentation now. Yeah.
So, and Faraj and Firnaz joining today. Our topic for the greatest man theory of leadership. Yeah. Yeah. For this section, joining with myself and I'm in slide section. Essentially, people have studied and in leadership. Among them is the great man theory, which has played a noteworthy role in leadership discussions introduced in the 19th century. The great man theory assumes that indeed some people are born have some them leaders. This presentation various aspects of the great man, including its literature, the personal reflection, and its application. Moving to the next slide. Yeah, the origin of the man theory go back to the history. Thomas Carlyle on the group of exceptional people who could make a difference in history. We can thus apply the leadership. The man theory is that are born. Not we argue that the trait approach to leadership is too simple, as it does factors due to the situation and yes, yes. In addition, it has been charged with the context while neglecting the important contribution. However, the fact that this theory is applicable in the current world means that it can encourage individuals to redefine various concepts in the sub-domain of leadership. Moving to the next slide. Yeah, great man theory. The key to the great man theories are Number one point we can say leaders are born with natural leadership qualities, innate abilities to lead the followers. As now point number three, we can people in leadership roles are entitled to leadership. Fourth, great heroes arise whenever there is a need for heroism. Example, Mahatma Gandhi. At the final point, an exceptional leader often rise to the occasion, like in COVID, tsunami. Man theory in our daily and professional lives, where it is always proven on the one hand and caution on the other hand. Although some people undoubtedly have outstanding leadership attributes, it ignores the significance of learning and practice. From the practice, the approach, the great consists visionary and decisive way for understanding leadership, but also invites critical examination and debate about the nature of leadership and the factors that contribute to the effective leadership into a complex world. Next slide onwards, my teammate Faraj will take over.
Thank you, Zimas. Now let's see real-life examples for the great man theory. First, we'll see about Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was a driving force behind three revolutions. He made tireless efforts to end racism and violence and colonial rule in India, possessed admirable attributes of a great man. And also, same like Mahatma Gandhi, we can say Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln is the 16th president of the United States. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest figures in American history. And let's move to next slide. Yes, the knowledge of the great man theory has widened our perception of leadership, showing that it is an intricate notion. Although it is true that certain people have the natural ability to be the leaders, many of really effective leaders are created by nature and raised qualities. Realizing that the great man theory has its flaws make us understand that a leader should take a more comprehensive view, preferring diversity, teamwork, and integrity towards others. Now let's see criticism for great man theory. While the great man theory of leadership has been influential in shaping historical narratives and understanding the impact of exceptional individuals, it has also posed several criticism. The criticisms are fails to consider the role of environment. Yes, the great man theory has criticism. The first criticism is the great man theory has lacked scientific support. Means no psychological science in 18th century, absence of modern research methodologies like personality inventories or observational studies. And also leadership can't be taught. The great man theory asserts leaders are born and challenges the effectiveness and leadership training programs. Contradictory examples of leaders evolving into greatness through experience. Also, gender exclusivity. The great man theory limited to one gender reflects social attitudes in 18th century, suggests need for a more inclusive perspective in 21st century. And also fails to consider role of the environment. The great man theory, the great leaders often shaped by significant life events. Great theory overlooks environmental factors influencing leadership development. From here onwards, I will hand over to Primas to take the presentation.
Thank you, Faraj.
So we'll look into the conclusion on the great man theory. In conclusion, the great man theory provides useful implication on what is leadership and stress the role of the prolific figures in creating histobiography. Still, it is necessary to understand the limit of this theory and move towards a more sophisticated view of the leadership, which incorporated both inborn strength and obtained ones. By taking a whole system approach to leadership, people and organizations can develop leaders who well equipped to deal with the today's challenging issues and foster positive changes. Although it was originally proposed in 19th century, it is often criticized, as Faraj says, scientific lack of scientific approach, gender inclusivity, etc. And these shortcomings are substantial and a major reason the theory is less relevant in the 21st century. However, the theory generated much discussion and helped propel the subject of leadership to become a formal object of scientific study. With that, our presentation is completed, and these are the references which we have to our uh, presentation.
Any question from you? Any question? I have no question. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.